Been needing a change to make the blood flow. I swim in a pond I wanna outgrow. Been rolling the dice to see my next move. Still nothing is giving me a new groove. I wanna feel, give me a feeling that's real. Pain or pleasure, I wanna feel, give me a feeling that's real. Pain or pleasure, I wanna feel, give me a feeling that's real. Pain or pleasure, pain or pleasure. Gotta take our time, get on the ride. Oh, we're gathering close, but let's lose our minds. Walk the line. Oh, we're gathering close, but let's been needing a path a bit more winding. Now it's a dead end into bad timing. Been looking for trouble when I can't breathe. I don't even care if it destroys me. I wanna feel, give me a feeling that's real. Pain or pleasure, I wanna feel, give me a feeling that's real. Pain or pleasure, I wanna feel, give me a feeling that's real. Pain or pleasure, pain or pleasure. Gotta take our time, get on the ride. Oh, we're gathering close, but let's lose our minds. Walk the line. Oh, we're gathering close, but let's
Hey. Yeah. Hey. Man, I get stuck. I had these thoughts in my mind, like goddamn, why she ain't mine? Or should I just stop trying to give a fuck about these obvious lies? So I just stay in the sky so they can't see me hide. I'm love struck. I had these thoughts in my mind, like goddamn, why she ain't mine? Or should I just stop trying to give a fuck about these obvious lies? So I just stay in the sky so they can't see me hide. I'm love struck, and my mind won't change a bit. Try to step in my zone, but it's dangerous. I'll stay in my place, won't take the risk. This real shit, I'm just spitting game. I hope my life probably won't be the same after all these cold nights and the coldest rain. It's gonna take a lot for me to feel whole again. I just cruise, but she not cruising with me. She kinda rude, but girl, it's cool, you know what I mean? No attitude. Girl, it's cool, you with me, no attitude. No attitude, I get stuck. I had these thoughts in my mind, like goddamn, why she ain't mine? Or should I just stop trying to give a fuck about these obvious lies? So I just stay in the sky so they can't see me hide. I'm love struck. I had these thoughts in my mind, like goddamn, why she ain't mine? Or should I just stop trying to give a fuck about these obvious lies? So I just stay in disguise so they can't see me hide. I'm love struck. To the truth, I'm bad at this love shit. Baby, I love you, but I'm struggling with these words. Sound like I'm rushing, babe. She said, ain't no stress with you, boy, you perfect. But baby, I don't know if you heard this, that this love shit ain't worth it, damn. Had me thinking, my mind was steady tweaking. Made me mad, I started drinking. Never sober on the weekends, ayy. I was sad but never weeping. Lost the fight with all my demons. Then I dove into the deep end, ayy. I had these thoughts in my mind, like goddamn, why she ain't mine? Or should I just stop trying to give a fuck about these obvious lies? So I just stay in disguise so they can't see me hide. I'm love struck. I had these thoughts in my mind, like goddamn, why she ain't mine? Or should I just stop trying to give a fuck about these obvious lies? So I just stay in disguise so they can't see me hide. I'm love struck. I'm love struck, love struck, love struck. I'm love struck, I'm love struck. Hey, I'm love struck, love struck, love struck. I'm love struck, I'm love struck. Hey. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Spending all this paper on student loans. Pull up in the Civic my daddy owns. Mama's yelling at me to get a job. Don't you know that I'm the boss? Sipping on a shadow that's tequila, 'cause I know that I'm only getting one. Everybody's stressing over money. What should I do? I've got none. Maybe I'm broke, not broken hearted. Still live at home, but I'm working on it. I'll make that dough, but it won't make me. Right now I'm broke, but it won't break me. Maybe I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. Ballin' on a budget, don't mean to brag. Only wear designer from the clearance rack. I stay motivated, entrepreneur, window shopping connoisseur. Life is good, I'm always on vacation. Right out back, relaxing in the sun. Nah, nah. Everybody's stressing over money. What should I do? I've got none. Maybe I'm broke, not broken hearted. Still live at home, but I'm working on it. I'll make that dough, but it won't make me. Right now I'm broke, but it won't break me. Maybe I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. One day I'll get paid more than attention. See the world and have a little fun. You still won't find me stressing over money. I didn't care when I had none. Maybe I'm broke, not broken hearted. Still live at home, but I'm working on it. I'll make that dough, but it won't make me. Right now I'm broke, but it won't break me. Maybe I'm broke, not broken hearted. Still live at home, but I'm working on it. I'll make that dough, but it won't make me. Right now I'm broke, but it won't break me. Maybe I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me. I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, but it won't break me.
I see you looking in, just the way you do. Smile with a sin. If that's the life you choose, I see right through it all. Watch your step, I've seen you fall. Maybe I'll keep working on the weekend. Maybe I'll keep putting up a fight. You've been running on my mind, and that's what I like. Lately, you've been up all night as I hazy, and you say you just fine, going crazy. Half of you I like, you're complicated, complicated. Where do I begin? Do you have all night? Try to let you in. Never saw that side. I thought we had it all. Simply put, I read it wrong. Maybe I'll keep working on the weekend. Maybe I'll keep putting up a fight. You've been running on my mind, and that's what I like.
I need a little patience, a little separation for my health. I'm really good at waiting, but lately I've been waiting by myself. It sounded good on paper, but that's the reason why I had to leave. Surrounded by this vapor, I thought it was the air that's hard to breathe. Whoa, I guess I found a reason. Guess I found a reason. Whoa, I guess I found a reason. Guess I found a reason.
And hello, everyone, and welcome. Good afternoon. I hope you had a good starting of the festive season, and I wish you a Merry Christmas Eve. So, I hope everyone is having a good time. If you are here instead watching this stream or VOD, I'm glad you're joining me, and I hope I don't take too much of your festive times away. Anyway, so we are getting close to the end of the season. This has been a great time. It's been good fun. I really did enjoy doing all of this stuff. But as you can see, we are very, very near the end, as is the last recap before the last recap. So yeah, without further ado, I would say that we should go on to the recap of this week. So let's start if everything works. All right, sort of working, something's missing as usual. Volume mixer decided to close itself. All right. Right, let's get straight into the action. So I'm a bit sleepy today. I had some trouble with sleep, so you might see my voice being really, yeah, that. So let's start with the first game. It's the admin game, so we can see Morales still with his laptop issues. So unfortunately, it's an admin win for the Radman Forever. We can see two MVPs. One is on Zats, Storm Vermin, 11 SPPs away from his level up. Can we open him? Yeah, we can. He's the Mighty Blow Tickle piling on Storm Vermin. And then we've got the other MVP from the win due to admin concede, to Snabdke, which is exactly 16 SPPs, which means it's an MVP. So it's a level up, which I guess we're going to see later on. And that's pretty much it for the first match of the week. So let's go and start with the first played match of the week. So we've got a Big Wolf Rescue against the Very Necromantic Necros. For this match, we've got a 2-0 victory for the Big Wolf Rescue. We've got 2 touchdowns and 12 armor breaks for the Big Wolf Rescue against the 1 death, 1 pass, 15 armor breaks, and 11 expulsion for the Very Necromantic Necros. We've got an MVP on Carol the Howler, a werewolf which got the level up thanks to this MVP, going up to 76 SPPs. And then on the Very Necromantic Necros side, we've got an MVP on Azog II, rookie zombie getting his first 5 SPPs. Moving to the statistics, we can see both teams had the same ball possession, which indicates that the ball was mostly on the ground, probably more busy eating each other. We can see a pass from the Very Necromantic Necros. Then we've got 44 blocks and 45 blocks for the Big Wolf Rescue and the Very Necromantic Necros. So we can see that both sides had a very similar match. However, the Big Wolf Rescue managed to score the ball. From the Big Wolf Rescue side, we've got 1 KO inflicted, 1 injury inflicted, and 1 kill inflicted against the 1 KO inflicted and 2 injuries inflicted from the Very Necromantic Necros. We can see what else? We see something else. Yeah, we see some we see 3 self-inflicted casualties from the Very Necromantic Necros. Moving to the SPPs, we've got 5 SPPs on Carol the Owler, 3 SPPs on Cowie the Orator, 2 SPPs on Joe the Exotic, and 3 SPPs on Howard the Furry. Then for the Very Necromantic Necros, we've got 5 SPPs on Azog II, 2 SPPs on Sariel the Deadeye, 1 SPP on Frankie, and 2 SPPs on The One. Moving to the dice rolls, for the Big Wolf Rescue D6s, we got 29 ones against 21 sixes and the usual stuff in the middle. We can see 14 failure on armor rolls with 17 successes, which ended up in 4 injuries, which ended up in 2 casualties. We can also see 3 failed regen rolls. Then for pickups, we got 2 failed pickups and 2 successful pickups. We can see 3 failed GFIs with 7 successful GFIs, so it's slightly below average. Then we can see 1 failed dodge with 6 successful dodges, and we can see 2 failed catches with 1 successful catch. Moving to the Very Necromantic Necros dices, we've got 11 failed armor rolls with 19 successful armor rolls, which ended up in 6 injuries, which ended up in 2 casualties. One of those was a death. We can see 4 failed dodges with 7 successful dodges. We can see 14 successful GFIs with no failures. We can see 2 failed regen roll and 2 successful regen roll. We can see 2 failed passes and 2 successful passes. We can see 2 KOs getting back up in the game. We can see 2 failed pickups and 2 successful pickups. We can see 1 failed catch and 1 successful catch, and we've got 1 successful jump up roll. For the D6s, we've got 25 ones and 29 sixes, with usual stuff in the middle. Maybe there were more 2s than 5s, but not too many. For the blocking dices from the Big Wolf Rescue, we've got 17 skulls against 19 pals. So for the dice rolls, we can see a 1 in 36 being rerolled, an aggressive reroll, which was a double push, being rerolled. We can see a 1 in 36 being accepted. Just checking more stuff. We can see a 1 in 9 being accepted. We can see an aggressive reroll, which was a skull push. And we can see another 1 in 36 being accepted and a 1 in 9 being accepted. So some tough dices for Big Wolf Rescue who didn't reroll them. Kept those reroll for more important stuff like the ball. Then we got on the very necromantic necro side an aggressive reroll, a push being rerolled, just a push on a 1 dice, another 1 dice push being rerolled. We can see a 1 in 9 being rerolled from the wolf, if I'm correct, so it was an aggressive reroll, or maybe it was an uphill roll. Then we can see another 1 dice push being rerolled, and then we got another 1 in 9 by the Flesh Golem being rerolled. Flesh Golem without a block. For the blocking dices, we can see 14 skulls and 15 pows. So this was the dice analysis. So as we said, this was a 2-0 victory for the Big Wolf Rescue. Let's go and check the team development of the two teams. Not starting at full screen. There we are. Okay, so we can see the level up on Carol the Owler getting, if I'm correct, Surefit, which is kind of great. You want some doubles because this is, if I'm correct, a standard roll where Wolf, the classic Wolf, doesn't roll doubles. So while it's a useful Wolf, it's also quite painful to see him not getting a single double or stat. Of course, we got our Furry, which is great because he still has a Strength Plus and AG Plus, but he has that Movement Bust, making him the killer, while Carol the Other will probably focus on getting the ball in the end zone. Then we've got an MNG on Rank the Champion, so he won't be available for the last game of the season, which is quite bad considering who his next opponent is and considering the leaderboard. We're going to talk about it later. And then we can see a niggling injury on Dillon the Dead, a zombie with block. And that's pretty much it for the team development of this team. Let's move to the very necromantic necros. Alright. So, for the very necromantic necros, we can see the death of Bjorn Legacy Alexander, which was a guard, tackle, mighty blow, grab, juggernaut wit, which has been replaced by a rookie wit called Red Diamond Ronald. And that's pretty much it for this team. No level ups or team development. So close to level up, we've got basically almost all the zombies except the Victor Sikora. We've got 3 zombies, 1 SPP away from a level up, and then we can see Vlad Jr. not so very far from his level up, but he probably won't do it in this season. And then we can see the other one, the Flesh Golem, 1 SPP away from level up. Both Flesh Golems can get a level up if one of them gets the MVP before the end of the season. That's pretty much it for the very necromantic necros. Let's go and move up to the prediction board. So we've got our board up, and we are going to check who won this match prediction. So, as I said, it's REBBL Llama against Motivin86, and the winner of this prediction are Arinzord, Draconius, me, and Corbor. So I'm going to assign your points. I'm going to start by me because I'm up here. Let's get a bit easier. Then we've got let's see here, Arinzord, Draconius, so start with them. Arinzord, Draconius, and if I'm correct, then there's Corbor. Yes, Corbor going up to 43. Alright, let's move to the next match. If I can. Alright, there we are. So we got the Gut-Weight Eagles against the REBBL Vaporwelves. Let me check a quick thing. Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay, everything's fine. I was checking the internet. So we got the Gut-Weight Eagles against the REBBL Vaporwelves. It's a 2-2 tie between the two teams. So for the God 2 Eagles, we've got 2 touchdowns, 23 armor breaks, and 1 expulsion. Against the Rebel Vapor Wolves, 2 touchdowns, 1 death, 3 passes, 3 armor breaks. So we can see an MVP on Mark Overmars, the beautiful Skaven Blitzer from the God 2 Eagles, who just got another level up thanks to it, going up to 54 SPPs. He is the Mighty Blow Take All Claw Skaven Blitzer. Then for the Rebel Vapor Wolves, unfortunately, the MVP went on to a loner, so it's a rookie lower lineman. Moving to the statistics of the two teams, we can see the God 2 Eagles with almost 70 percentage of ball possession against just the 18 percentage of ball possession from the Rebel Vapor Wolves. Considering this was a 2-2 tie, we have to admit that while God 2 Eagles managed to keep the ball in their hands most of the time and score the touchdowns, they gave enough space to Fiat Luxia's team to actually score 2 touchdowns with that very narrow ball possession there. We can see also the Rebel Vapor Wolves throwing 3 passes into 3 successful catches. Then for the God 2 Eagles, we've got the situation here is just uh, as the ball game. We can see 52 blocks against 21. So the God 2 Eagles dealt way more damage. We can see from the GTE 9 KOs inflicted, 2 injuries inflicted, and 1 kill inflicted, while the Rebel Vapor Wolves with their 21 blocks dealt 1 injury. And also we've got a self-sustained casualty from the Rebel Vapor Wolves. Moving to the SPPs, we've got for the God 2 Eagles 5 SPPs on Mark Overmars, 2 SPPs on Raymond van der Go, 2 SPPs on Paul Bosveld, and 6 SPPs on Gino Bose. For the Rebel Vapor Wolves, we got 5 SPPs on Arkadarton and the loner. Then we've got 2 SPPs on Vantage Right on Time, 3 SPPs on Kitsune Moonlight, 1 SPP on Loser 99, and 5 SPPs on Lakvatus Champion. Moving on to the dice rolls. For the God 2 Eagles, D6s we've got 16 ones and 10 sixes. Not too many dices, considering Underworld it's quite impressive. So we can see 1 failed GFI with 6 successful GFIs. Then we've got only 3 failures on armor rolls with 9 successful armor rolls. This is an impressive result considering they are 87 and quite weak armor value pieces. Out of those 3 failures, we've got 1 injury which ended up in no casualty. We can see 3 failed dodges with 7 successful dodges. We can see 2 failed really stupid roll with 12 successful real stupid rolls. Then we can see 1 successful roll on Always Hungry, which means someone got thrown. However, the throw teammate roll was a failure. We've got 1 successful catch, we've got 1 successful landing, so the teammate being thrown at least managed to stay on his feet. And then we've got 2 failed pickups with 4 successful pickups, and we've got 1 successful animosity roll. Moving to the Rebel Vapor Wolves D6s, we've got a very different situation on D6s. We got 41 ones against 31 sixes, which per se indicates that this is quite bad for the Rebel Vapor Wolves in general, considering those dices are also on their armor rolls. So of these 43 fives and 31 sixes, we can see these dices being really not on the Rebel Vapor Wolves side. We've got 26 failed armor rolls with 20 successful armor rolls. We can see out of those 26 armor rolls failed, there were just 3 injuries which ended up in just 1 casualty. So while the armor rolls were absolutely devastating, having, I would guess, a lot of way lot of KOs and a lot of stuns, meaning having very few players on the pitch, at least the damage was fairly contained. We've got 9 failed KO rolls with 9 successful KO rolls. I think this is the highest I've seen in the season on both failures and success. So a lot of KOs, yeah. We can see 10 failed dodges with 27 successful dodges. Now, those are elves, so the 10 failures is really bad. It's way below average for what you want from elves. However, I would suspect that to get the ball, he probably dodged into some bad tackle zones. We can see then 2 successful chainsaw rolls. Then we've got 2 failed GFIs out of 19 in total, so at least this is good. We can see 3 successful passes. We've got 1 failed pickup and 3 successful pickups. We've got 1 failed catch and 3 successful catches. Moving to the blocking dices. For the God 2 Eagles, we've got 18 skulls and 24 pows. We can see a skull push being rerolled, and we've got a 1 in 9 being rerolled. We've got another skull push being rerolled. We've got another 1 in 9 being rerolled. Another skull push being skull push being rerolled. So sorry, I said skull, but I meant both down before. And then we've got double push being rerolled. So until now we already, this is just page 2 out of 5, and we've got already 6 rerolls, most of them I would say aggressive. Then we've got a lot of pows. There's a very good line of pows and some buff downs being accepted. We've got another aggressive reroll, which is a double push being rerolled, and another line of pows and defender stumbles. So not too bad dices for the God 2 Eagles. However, most of the rerolls were used aggressively to hit the elves, and kind of worked considering how the injuries went. Not mainly the injuries, more the armor rolls. Still, get my point. Moving to the Rebel Vaporwaves blocking dices. This is quite the opposite. We can see 5 skulls and 9 pows, so very few blocks as we would expect from the 21 blocks succeeded against the 52. We can see an aggressive reroll, a double push being rerolled. We can see a push skull being rerolled. And then we've got another push skull being rerolled. And that's pretty much it for the blocking dices of the Rebel Vaporwaves. As I said, it's a 2-2 tie between the God 2 Eagles and the Rebel Vaporwaves. Let's go and check their team development. For the God 2 Eagles, we've got a loss of a factor going back to 7 K-Fans, and then we can see Mark Overmars getting a new mutation, getting Orns. That's an interesting choice. Orns means that when you blitz, you've got +1 in strength. This means most of the time you don't need guard. I don't know. It's not a choice I would have taken. It makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. I like the choice. It looks more like a chaos player than underworld player. However, it's a very useful skill, no doubt, and it's going to cause some terror onto his unprotected enemies. Let's hope for him he won't have to face guard in a few matches that are coming up next. Which means the last match and the next season, of course. Then we've got another very nice level up, which is on Genobo's, the Scaven Thrower, which now has also AG+. So he's now Assurance, Movement Plus, Block, AG+. This makes him a very good and reliable passing player, almost like an elf. Actually, better than an elf. Well, yeah, he has pass, so yeah, he's a very good passing player as long as he doesn't throw the ball to goblins. How many goblins are there in this team? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a lot. Okay, so yeah, he has to pass the ball to someone which is not a goblin to make this the more efficient as possible. Sorry, I need a moment. Alright, and I'm back. So this was the team development for the Got 2 Eagles. Let's move on to the REBBL Vaporwave's team development. So for the REBBL Vaporwave's team development, we can see an increase in fan factor going up to 6k fans. Then we've got the death of Loser99, the Strength Plus lineman. That's a very bad loss considering the state of the team, considering the perms on the team. No level ups, so let's go and analyze the situation here. We can see Strawberry Station, the kick lineman, which is movement bust, being close to another level up. So what would you give to a kicking lineman as his next level up, considering his movement 5? I would be undecided between block, which is always useful, and actually fend, because considering you don't really have too many players, maybe you want that fend to be put on the LOS, considering the situation of the team. However, here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players, so you still get loners. So yeah, I wouldn't know what to take between fend and block. I mean, block is always useful, so block would probably be the standard choice. Then for other players, we can see Yariten PH, very close with 1 MVP away, the catcher who has block. And is Nervous Steel basic skill? No, it's not. So Nervous Steel and block. And that's pretty much it. So this was the REBBL Vaporwave's team development. Let's go and check the prediction board. Turn it on. And let's go grab the file. So for Korbor against Yodluksha, the winner of this match prediction are Eringzord, Anoraf, Draconius, and Korbor. Congratulations! I'm going to give you your points right now. Let's see here. Eringzord going up to 33. Then we've got Anoraf going up to 42. And we got Draconius and Korbor. So I'm going to give you the point to Korbor and then to Draconius going up to 32. Alright. Moving on to the next match. We've got the Red Bull Churfing against the Roughing the Refs. Ref. Why am I having issues again? Because I'm on Wi-Fi. Yeah, I still don't have a cable. Really, I doubt I'll be able to recover one by the end of the festivities. This should be working. You should. All right. Yeah, you're seeing this. So it's, as I was saying, the Red Bull Churfing against the Roughing the Ref. We got a 2-0 victory for the Red Bull Churfing. Not really unexpected, considering Wanchi's team. We can see 2 touchdowns, 1 death, and 21 armor breaks against 10 armor breaks and 1 expulsion. We've got the MVP on Utkal Red Bull, the Bull Centaur being up to 90 SPPs. Then we've got the MVP on Free Thief, which is a Goblin, which is now at 22 SPPs. And an injury, which I have no idea what it is, probably just a long term during the game. So for the Red Bull Churfing, we've got a 43% of ball possession against the 25 ball possession from Roughing the Ref. We can see the Red Bull Churfing being very aggressive with their ball, keeping it on the offensive half of the pitch, while we can see Roughing the Ref trying mostly to protect the ball. However, they've been trampled by the Bull Centaurs. We can see 40 blocks succeeded from the Red Bull Churfing against the 26 blocks succeeded from the Roughing the Ref. Red Bull Churfing surely hit hard with their 6 KOs and 7 injuries inflicted against the Roughing the Ref, 2 KOs inflicted, 1 injury inflicted, but at least they got their revenge with 1 kill. I'm missing something probably. Yeah, there's a self-sustained KO from the Roughing the Ref, and self-sustained casualty from the Red Bull Chorfing. Moving to the SPPs, we've got 5 SPPs on Utkal Red Bull, we've got 5 SPPs on Bartak Lazy Blitz, we've got 2 SPPs on Kodrak Firehammer, we've got 2 SPPs on Huntland, I can do this, Huntalund Bladax, and then we got 3 SPPs on King Hellboy and 8 SPPs on Bartan Burnt Soul. Then for Rough in the Ref side, we've got 3 SPPs on Free Thief and 2 SPPs on Ripper, so I would guess this was the star player doing an injury. For the dice rolls on the Red Bull Chorfing, we've got 21s and 23 6s. So we can see there were some bombs, however we can see some failures on those impact of the bomb rolls. Then we can see 3 failed GFIs with 13 successful GFIs. We can see a fireball hitting the pitch with 3 successful rolls. Then we've got 11 failed armor rolls against 18 successful armor rolls. So considering they are chorfs, 11 failed armor rolls is still a huge number here, considering most of the pieces are 89. Out of those 11 armor rolls, we've got 2 injuries which ended up in the death we've seen before. Then we've got 3 failed pickups with 2 successful pickups. We've got 1 failed KO roll. We've got 3 successful dodges with no failures. We've got 2 successful chainsaw rolls. And then we've got 1 failed interception and 1 failed catch. Moving to the Rough in the Ref, we've got 49 ones and 43 sixes, so they threw way more dices than the Red Bull Chorfing. We can see 20 failed armor rolls against 19 successful armor rolls. Out of those 20 failed armor rolls, we've got 8 injuries, which ended up in 3 casualties. Then we've got 2 failed dodges with 6 successful dodges. We've got 1 failed KO roll with 4 successful KO rolls. We've got 3 failed really stupid rolls with 18 successful really stupid rolls. We've got 7 failed GFIs with 18 successful GFIs. So I would say that this is below average about GFIs. A lot of gobos rolling down on the pitch. We can see 2 successful loner roll from Rough in the Ref, so they either rerolled Ripper or their troll. If they have a troll, do they have a troll? I don't remember who Rough in the Ref has as loners. Then we've got 3 failed catches with 1 successful catch. We've got 2 failed pickups with 1 successful pickup. This is kind of bad. Then we've got 3 successful passes. We've got 4 successful pro rolls. This is kind of great, with 1 failure on a pro roll. Then we can see 3 successful bribes. And also 1 successful chainsaw roll on the second page. For the blocking dices, for the Red Bull Chorfing, we've got 21 skulls against 21 pows. We can see a 1 in 36 being rerolled, a 1 in 9 being rerolled from, if I'm correct, a Hobgoblin without block. We can see some 1 in 9s being accepted. We can see a 1 in 36 from Bartak Lazy Blitz being accepted. I like the idea of saving your rerolls, but a 1 in 36 being accepted at this stage, while it probably made sense in the game, it's still risky, because, you know, even if it's 89, losing a dwarf versus being so close to the playoffs or either the Challenger Cup, that would have been a huge blow on One Cheese chances. Well, it didn't happen, I guess, but still risky. We gotta consider that. More buff downs being accepted, nothing too scary. We've got a 1 in 9 from Danark Sharpfinger, if I'm correct, still an Hobgoblin, being rerolled. So defensive rerolls overall, and that's pretty much it. Moving to the Rough in the Ref dices, we've got Tweedledum rerolling. So if I'm correct, Tweedledum is one of the troll, and so this was one of the loner rolls. So you rerolled a skull push from Tweedledum. Also, we've got 6 skulls and 11 pows. Moving up, we can see also a lot of free dices from Reaper, something you would expect, and you can also see probably where all the armor rolls we've seen on the Chaos Dwarfs came from, with all these pows and Defender Stumbles. Also a lot of pushes though. Then we've got nothing too scary and nothing too scary. So we got just one reroll from Roughing the Ref on the blocking side of the game, using his rerolls for the ball. And also Pro. We gotta consider Pro as something to keep in mind as it worked in this match. Alright, so this was a 2-0 victory for Red Bull Chorfing, and let's move up to the team development of the two teams. So it's the Red Bull Chorfing first. We've got a level up on Bartan Burnso, the killing piece of the Chaos Dwarf team. So now he is Claw, Mighty Blow, Pylon, and Guard, which is great considering that now all dwarves have Guard. And they are ready for whatever the playoffs or the Challenger Cup. I think at this point of the season, One Cheese cannot avoid being qualified. Like he is qualified. It depends on what he is qualified for, because nothing is still told yet. Also, me and Eric are playing tonight. Then we've got Sir Lololot, which is a name which is quite familiar, isn't it? An Hobgoblin being hired in One Cheese team and ready for his last match of the week. Oh, sorry, of the season. We can see the death of Danark Sharpfinger, one of the Hobgoblins which rerolled before during this match. He was the Dirty Player Hobgoblin, so no Dirty Player Hobgoblin for the last match of the season. However, we've got indeed exchangeable 1 SPP away, so just 1 pass to have another Dirty Player, or King Hellboy, an Hobgoblin which is 1 touchdown away from level up, which can become another Dirty Player. It really depends if he cares about having a Dirty Player for whatever he's qualified for. And that's pretty much it for One Cheese team development. Moving up to Roughing the Ref. For Roughing the Ref, we've got no real team development. Yeah, I was correct. There are 2 trolls, and I have no idea of how I've forgotten about Tweedledee and Tweedledum, considering their names. And also the pro is here. So we've got no level ups. We've got we got 1 MNG on Sticky Bone, a Rookie Goblin, and we've got a Niggling Injury on Lispirelli, a Goblin. Rookie Goblin with 5 SPPs, so he got a 1 MVP in the past. I don't know if I would keep him. To be honest, considering how many goblins he has in the team, I would fire him without thinking too much. But it's still a good punching bag if he keeps him, so it's fine. The important pieces are down here and up there. Do we have anyone close to level up? Since there are no level ups, of course we've got Tweedledum, the second troll, being 2 SPPs away from a level up, so it's just an injury, just 1 injury away with Mighty Blow and Strength 5. Then we've got Erin Tienson, 1 touchdown away from another level up. And then we also have Ronnie Nose. Why we keep our eyes on Ronnie Nose? Because he's the best piece of the team, in my opinion, with a sprint, sure feet, and most importantly, AG+. So he's a 1-turn scoring threat, considering Tweedledee and Tweedledum. If Tweedledum gets a level up, would you give him Strong Arm? I would. I totally would. Just because of the combo Strong Arm, AG plus on the landing, and also sprint and sure feet. So yeah, that's what I would do if I was the coach of this team. But anyway, so this was the team development of Roughing the Ref. Let's move to the prediction board. I'm slowly waking up, even if being awakened for almost 13 hours now. Getting the good old cogs up and running in my brain. So, as we said, it was Wanchi against Uyghur for a 2-0 victory, and the predictions for this match are for Aringzor, the Fiat Luxia, Anoraf, Draconius, me, Korbor, Wanchi, and Beer Monkey. It's gonna take a bit of time. Let's go and assign your points. So we got Aringzor. I'm going to go in order just to make sure I do not mess up. We got Aringzor, and we've got we got Phil Luxia with 23. Then we are moving up to Anoraf and Draconius. So it's 43 for Anoraf, and we got 43 for Anoraf and 33 for Draconius. Then there's me getting another point. I'm up to 38. And then we've got Korbor at 45, Wanchi with his well-deserved point, and Beer Monkey. As soon as I can find him, going up to 40. Still in the game. Everyone is still in the game for this title. And I would say that's it for the point assignment. I hope I didn't forget anyone. Alright, moving up to the next match. We got the Heroes of Time Forgotten against the Graph Billy's Vendetta. It's a 1-1 tie for the two teams. Oh, this must have been bloody. We can see 1 touchdown and 14 armor breaks against 1 touchdown, 1 death, and 12 armor breaks. Heroes of Time Forgotten and Graph Billy's Vendetta. So we got for the MVP on the HTF, we've got Croner the Tyrant, the Mummy with now 40 SPPs. Then for Graph Billy's Vendetta, we've got an MVP on the Shepherd, the Strength Busted Chaos Warrior. Did he keep him? I don't remember. So, moving to the statistics of this match. We can see Heroes of Time Forgotten and Graph Billy's Vendetta with a very close ball possession between each other with a 25 against 31. However, we can see Graph Billy's Vendetta having a fair share of the ball possession on both his own half and the opponent's half, while Heroes of Time Forgotten went full aggressive and probably sacked the ball and just kept all of their 25% of ball possession in the opponent's half. That must have been interesting to see. Then we've got 60 blocks succeeded from the Heroes of Time Forgotten against the 40 blocks succeeded from the Graph Billy's Vendetta. So an Orof team is more aggressive, which is quite understandable considering both teams have a lot of strength pieces. However, Graph Billy's Vendetta is a defensive build kind of chaos team, while Heroes of Time Forgotten is quite the usual undead team. We've got 4 KOs inflicted, 3 injuries inflicted, and 1 kill inflicted from the Heroes of Time Forgotten against the 1 KO inflicted and 2 injuries inflicted from Graph Billy's Vendetta. Let me just check to be sure. Heroes of Time Forgotten, Graph Billy's Vendetta also got a self-sustained KO. Moving to the SCPs for the Heroes of Time Forgotten, we've got 5 SCPs on Kronar, as we said before, we've got 4 SCPs on Helmut the Unmatched, 3 SCPs on Cranium Robber, and 2 SCPs on Oswald the Villain. Then for Graph Billy's Vendetta, we've got 5 SCPs on the Shepherd, the MVP, 2 SCPs on the Bondsman, 3 SCPs on Marrock Reborn, and 2 SCPs on Really Graph Billy. Moving to the dice rolls. For Heroes of Times Forgotten, the 6s, we've got 16 ones against the 21 6s. We can see 1 failed catch, then we move on to the armor rolls with 12 failed armor rolls and 16 successful armor rolls. Out of those 12 failed armor rolls, we've got 3 injuries, which ended up in no casualty. We can see 3 failed pickups and 5 successful pickups. This kind of applies to my theory that they mostly sack the ball, steal the ball from the opponent's half. Then we've got 1 failed region roll, with no successful region rolls. We've got 1 failed KO roll. We've got 2 failure on dodges with 4 successful dodges. We've got no failed GFIs. We've got no failed GFIs with 2 successful GFIs and 1 failed pass. Moving on to Graph Billy's Vendettas D6s, we've got 46 ones against 25 sixes. Oof. This is bad. This is absolutely devastating on Graph Billy's Vendettas. I didn't analyze the dices before. This is all new to me. So seeing 46 ones against 25 sixes, considering the fact that most of them, went on to injury and casualty rolls, I would say that Graph Billy's Vendetta really had a tough time. So let's analyze them in the detail. We've got 14 failed armor rolls against 34 successful armor rolls. Out of those 14 failed armor rolls, we've got 5 failed injury rolls, which ended up in 3 casualties. We can also see 3 failed KO rolls with 3 successful KO rolls. Then we've got 7 failed dodges with 10 successful dodges. This is way below average, if I'm correct, unless he dodged into some strange cage or in very many tackle zones. Then we got 6 failed GFIs with 10 successful GFIs, so it went bad also with GFIs. And we got 1 failed pickup with 1 successful pickup, and we got 1 failed catch with 2 successful catches. Wow, okay, so I tried to be unbiased, but this was bad on the dice side for the Graph Billy's Vendetta team. So for the Heroes of Time Forgotten blocking dices, we've got 30 skulls against 19 pows, and we can see 23 buff downs and 27 defender stumbles. From the Heroes of Time Forgotten, we can see a 1 in 9 being accepted. This should be a 1 in 100 something a lot being accepted, so it's above down in case you're wondering and you're not watching the screen. Then we got a full column of pows and defender stumbles. We've got a 1 in 36 being rerolled, and then we've got a 1 in 216, if I'm correct, or something like that. Just multiply 6 3 times, you'll get a result, which has been rerolled, of course. So defensive rerolls from Heroes of Time Forgotten, not great for the blocking game. We can see another 1 in 36 being rerolled, and we got a 1 in 9 being rerolled. I don't know if this is aggressive, I don't know if Chika Uchihara has block. Then we've got an uphill dice from Coffin Splitter, being a skull. So it was the dice results were skull and pow, but this was an uphill dice, so it was a skull. We're going to check later if this dealt some damage on Coffin Splitter. Is there anything else? Yeah, there's a buff down being accepted on a 1 dice. And that's pretty much it. So strange blocking dices for the Heroes of Time Forgotten. The D6s for Graph Billy's Vendetta were terrible, but Heroes of Time Forgotten blocking dices surely kind of, I'd not say completely balances that out, but those were tough dices to deal with. Also, it's 5 pages of blocking dices. Moving to Graph Billy's Vendetta, we've got 14 skulls against 11 pows. So I have to take back what I just said about balancing in the dices. Yeah. So we got a lot of pushes, some buff downs being accepted, with a couple of 1 in 9s here and there, another 1 in 9. We can see a 1 in 36 being rerolled, so that's the first 1 in 36. Let's see, third page, fourth page. So yeah, Graph Billy's Vendetta had to deal with some 1 in 9, which are quite not really a problem for their team, considering most of them have block, but still he couldn't really deal any damage before Heroes of Time Forgotten actually dealt damage. This was the dice analysis of the Heroes of Time Forgotten against the Graph Billy's Vendetta, and it's a 1-1 tie between the two teams. So well played, both coaches. I should say congratulations, Graph Billy's Vendetta, for being able to score still and let's go see their team developments. Starting with the Heroes of Time Forgotten. So for the Heroes of Time Forgotten, we've got no level ups. We can see a new zombie being hired in the team, Marrock Reborn, which I'm quite sure it's the kill that happened, and also Coffin Splitter is fine, as we were saying before. No change in fan factor. So for very close level ups, before the end of the season, we've got Spine Collector, the Strength Plus goal, being 1 SPP away, which means a pass, which means a touchdown, which means an injury, considering this is the Strength Plus. Basically everything. It can also intercept if that happens. We can see Oswald the Villain being so close to a level up before the end of the season. In the last 2 matches, he only needs 1 SPP to go up to 76 SPPs and level up his main killing piece, which now is equipped with Tackle, Mighty Blow, Guard, and Piling On. So that is an SPP once before the end of the season. Also, we can see Helmut Match the other week with Dodge and Guard being just 1 SPP away from his level up. So, if level ups and rolls doubles, Sidestep would not be such a terrible choice. Or Stand Firm in case he doesn't roll it, because with Dodge and the standard block we starts with, you can see both Stand Firm or Sidestep being quite a pain for his opponent, unless it's Chorfs or Dwarfs. And that's pretty much it for the team development of Heroes Time Forgotten. Moving up to the Graf Billy's Vendetta team development. We've got a loss in fan factor going back to 7. We can see the Shepherd, the MVP of this match if I'm correct, being retired. So he was a Chaos Warrior with Block, Guard, and Stand Firm, being retired because of the Strength Bust, which if I'm correct he suffered in this match, and he has been replaced by the Watcher. Then we've got another new player being hired called Marrock Lighthoof, being the sub of Marrock Reborn, the AG Plus Block Shoren's Kickoff Return Beastman. So in this match, Graf Billy Vendetta really suffered some losses, mostly because of those dices. I would say those D6s. Not really the blocking dices, but the D6s were really harsh, and this is the result. So with no level ups, I'm going to check very quickly for fast level ups, but I don't really see any. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Graf Billy's Vendetta team development. Let's move to the prediction board. So, the winner of this prediction are Draconius, me, Wanchi, and Beer Monkey. I'm going to assign your points now. At this point in the table, we have to say that every prediction that Core Board doesn't get is 1 point closer for everyone else to actually take the title. And it's quite surprising, considering the streak that Core Board had until now. So let's see, Draconius went up to 34. Then we've got me, went up to 39. Then we got Wanchi and Beer Monkey. So I'm going to assign Beer Monkey and Wanchi going up to 8. Alright, let's move on to the next match. Ooh, this is a good result. We've got the Hightune Hustlers against the Manor Muppets. This was a match I was waiting for because I really always like seeing the REBBL staff playing each other. So we've got a 3-1 victory for the Hightune Hustlers against the Manor Muppets. We can see from Hightune Hustlers' side 3 touchdowns, 2 passes, and 8 armor breaks. We can see 1 touchdown, 1 death, and 13 armor breaks for the Manor Muppets. So, The MVP for the Iton Hustlers went on John Wayne Beresford, the magnificent thrower from Herring's team. And then we can see the MVP on Pepe the King Prone for Manor Muppets, which is also a nice MVP considering he is a strength plus guard block lineman. That is one heck of a lineman. I really like him. Moving to the statistics, for the sixes, we've got strange results here. We've got a 31% of ball possession from the Haitun Hustlers against a really astounding 56% of ball possession from the Manor Muppets. We can see the Manor Muppets keeping the ball mostly on their side of the pitch with a 37% of occupation of own half, while both teams played quite the same aggressively and in the correspective, if that's the term, side of the pitch for the opponent. I really messed up that sentence, I'm sorry. So we can see 2 successful passes and catches from the Haitun Hustlers. I would say that what happened here is the Haitun Hustlers managing to steal the ball from the Manor Muppets after the Manor Muppets quite defending it well. Probably something bad happened, maybe some failed pickup or something. You know, usually you miss stuff but then fail right at the worst moment possible. We can see then for the blocking game, 33 blocks succeeded from the Haitun Hustlers against the 40 blocks succeeded from the Manor Muppets. We can see from the Haitun Hustlers side 3 injuries inflicted and 1 kill inflicted, while on the Manor Muppet side we can see 5 KOs inflicted and 1 injury inflicted. So the Haitun Hustlers dealt less damage for the match, but way more damage for Manor Muppets' future, while Manor Muppets managed to take down some elves for the match, but dealing no real damage. Is there anything else? Not really. Alright, let's move to the SPPs. So for the Haitun Hustlers, we've got the 5 SPPs we've announced before on John Wayne, and we've got 2 SPPs on Steve Sharper, 5 SPPs on Alan Sheriff, 7 SPPs on Budge Gazzady, that's nice, 3 SPPs on Norberto Saluno. For the Manor Muppets, we've got 5 SPPs on Pepe the King Prawn, 2 SPPs on Animal, and 3 SPPs on the Swedish Chef. Moving on to the dice rolls for the Haitun Masters, the sixes, we've got 18 ones against 19 sixes. We've got 11 failure on armor rolls with 19 successful armor rolls. Out of those 11 failed armor rolls, we've got 1 injury, which ended up in 1 casualty. We can see 2 failed dodges with 29 successful dodges, something you'd expect from a team like Herring's. Then we can see 3 successful pickups with no failures. We've got 2 failed leap rolls, so really not cage diving properly, with 1 successful leap. Was that leap the one that led to one of the 3 touchdowns? I will never know. Then we've got 1 failed catch with 6 successful catches. We've got 2 successful passes with no failure. We've got 1 failed GFI with 9 successful GFIs, so that's above average. Then we've got 4 successful KO rolls. So even that temporary damage Manor Muppets dealt really didn't work out because all KOs got up. So that was a tough time for the Yumis there. For the dice rolls, I would say that that's it for the D6s of the Haitun Hustlers. Let's move on to the Manor Muppets D6s. We've got 24 ones and 24 sixes. We've got 9 failed armor rolls out of 19. And of those 9 failed armor rolls, we've got 3 injuries, which ended up in 2 casualties, which one was a death. We've got 3 failed catch rolls with 5 successful catches. We've got 3 failed pickups with 3 successful pickups. We've got 5 failed GFIs with 8 successful GFIs. We've got 2 failed dodges with 7 successful dodges. We've got 1 failure on diving tackle, and we can see the ogre playing properly with just 1 failure. Now, considering the 3-1 result, I kind of wonder if that single bonnet of the match, which wasn't rerolled, I think, yeah, there is no roll error here. If that specific bonnet roll was the one that caused the elves to pass through and get those 3 touchdowns. I don't think so. Usually it's not what happens, but that's a possibility. I forgot that there are also the blocking dice of the 2 teams. So, for the High Masters, we've got 10 skulls and 11 pows with 20 defender stumbles. I'm counting the 20 defender stumbles because there are just 10 both downs. We can see a 1 in 36 being rerolled, a 1 in 9 from Badge Gazady being rerolled, another 1 in 36 being rerolled, 1 in 9 being accepted, another 1 in 9 being accepted, still from Badge Gazady, one of those two, and both down taken here, so nothing too scary, however, mostly defensive rerolls. Moving to the Manor Muppets, we've got a 1 in 6 being rerolled, a skull push being rerolled, so I would say that this was aggressive. We've got a double push being rerolled, so this is definitely aggressive. We have got a 1 in 36 being rerolled. We can see some 1 in 9s here and there in both pages. And both down here being taken from Miss Piggy against Alessandro Pistole. And I'm sure Alessandro Pistole doesn't have both down. So there were 10 skulls and 14 pows. So this was the dice analysis of Hightun Hustlers against Mirror Muppets, and it's a 3-1 victory for Hightun Hustlers, as we said before. Let's move to the team development of the 2 teams. It's always a pleasure to analyze both of these teams. I've grown quite attached to them, especially on Herring's team. Totally unbiased reporter. Okay, so for the Hightun Hustlers, we've got no level ups. We can see Steve Audi, the movement busted lineman with guard, being MNG for the match. No, as I said before, no level ups, but the team is pretty much still in one piece. Sure, having Shola's Lemobi with an armor bust, it's not great, considering that, yeah, is block, dodge, tackle, guard, but he's also, since he has guard, the problem is he has to get into scary positions against certain teams. So the risk of him being thrown out of the pitch and losing 170k of team value just like that, it's quite not a great deal considering the team value, which is spiraling now. Let's see if there are any players close to level ups in tonight match, because we're playing in just a few hours. We've got 1 SPP missing on Alessandro Pistole. He survived that block we've talked about before, so it's just 1 pass, really, just 1 pass to have dodge for the next season, or either the playoffs or the Challenger Cup tickets, because right now Herring's is up on the board, so I would guess he will try that pass on Alessandro Pistole. Anything else? Not really. So yeah, that's the, I would say, how can you say it? The SPP you want on your players, or on your player. Also, maybe you want 1 SPP on Steve Oddshartson, because that would mean a chance with the MVP to get another level up. It's 1 out of 11 players, so it's possible. And that's pretty much it for Herring's team development analysis. Let's go to Manor Muppets. So, for Manor Muppets, we've got 1k fan factor loss, going back to 7. We can see Animal, the already Mighty Blow tackle piling on AG plus Blitzer, getting movement plus. So now no player can really escape his wrath. Like, he can dodge away from players, he can move up all the way to hit you in the face and smash your face through and piling on you. So Animal really stands to his name. Like, he probably just means frenzy at this point. If you want to keep the faith on your on the nickname of this player, sure, you probably would throw in the player because he's a great player. But just imagine having a player called Animal, which just dodges and hits in the face and doesn't stop because movement plus means one more movement from friends. It's just my fantasies. Then we got two new players being hired. It's a Beaker, new lineman, and Rizzo the Rat, a new lineman. These two new players are subs for two, I would say, Muppets that got destroyed. Rizzo the Rat, a rookie lineman, which got killed in the match, and then Beaker, the wrestle movement busted lineman, who got niggled in this match. Any other level up? We can see Dr. Thief, which could get the MVP, and Skeeter, not really. Not. We can see Pepe the King Prone, which if he manages to get another MVP, it's another level up, which would be great considering he is a Strength Plus guard, block, lineman. I don't even know what would you give him at this point? Take all, probably. Yeah, take all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's move to the prediction board. Let's see here. It's Herringzord against Chopstep. It's a 3-1 victory for the Itemasters. And the winner of this match predictions are Fiadluksha, Anoraf, Draconius, me, Corbor, and Beer Monkey. Congratulations, and I'm assigning your points. Also, we are getting close to the end of this week recap, so every point now quite makes the difference, considering that this is the recap before the last recap. I gave the point to Fiatluksha, if I'm correct. Then we're going to give the point to Anoraf. I'm going to check after the stream whether I'm assigning the point correctly, especially to Fiatluksha, just to be super sure about that. And we got a point on Draconius. It's not great to have a bad short-term memory, but you get used to it. Then we got a point for me, going up to 40, so I'm in the big league now, I'm with the big boys. Then we've got Corbor, establishing his dominance. Then we got a point on Beer Monkey, going up to 42. Alright, there should be one match missing, if I'm correct. Yes, there is. So, the last match of the week, it's Action All-Stars against the Dark Mode for win. It's a 2-0 victory for the away team, which is Dark Mode for the win. Let's see. We've got, for Action All-Stars, 2 passes, 12 armor breaks, while for Dark Mode for win, we've got 2 touchdowns, 2 passes, and 11 armor breaks. So, for the MVPs, unfortunately for Draconius, the MVP went to Wilhelm Shani, the star player, so really unlucky here on MVPs. I hope he did good in the match, at least to save your players. Then we've got on Dark Mode for win, Major Bites team, an MVP on Discord, the Strength Plus, Dodge, Movement Plus, Sidestep, Blitzer. Very nice piece here. Moving on to the statistics of the match, we've got a 37% of ball possession from the Dark Mode for win against an 18% of ball possession from the Action All-Stars. Also, we can see the Dark Mode for the win with 0% of occupation of own half, which means they probably sucked the ball and steal the ball and definitely played aggressive with that ball in their hands. We can see both coaches made 2 passes and 2 catches. We can see the Norska throwing 51 blocks against the 41 blocks from the Dark Elves. From Draconius team, we can see 5 KOs being inflicted and 1 injury being inflicted, while on Dark Mode for win, we can see 3 KOs being inflicted and 1 injury being inflicted. We can also see the Dark Elves running more than double the yards than the Action All-Stars. We also see, if I'm correct, yeah, we can also see one self-sustained KO from the Action All-Stars. Moving to the SPPs, we've got 2 SPPs on Geir Starlson, 1 SPP on Brian Kills Jr., and 1 SPP on Gabriel Crash from the Action All-Stars, which means the injury we've seen before was not made through a block. Then for Dark Mode for Win, we've got the 5 SPPs we've seen on Discord, 1 SPP on Firefox Developer Tools, 2 SPPs on VS Code, 3 SPPs on Regex 101, 3 SPPs on Rider, and 1 SPP on VS 2019. Good thing you didn't call him 2020. So, for the Action All-Stars, the 6s we've got 31s and 25 6s. Let's check on those dices. We can see 5 failed dodges with 9 successful dodges, and we've got 12 failed armor rolls with 20 successful armor rolls. Out of those 12 failed armor rolls, we've got 3 injuries, which ended up in 3 casualties. Then we've got 6 failures on KO rolls, with just 1 KO getting back up, so we can see the Action All-Stars really not having the players on the pitch, which kind of explain the result we are seeing. When Elves, being AG4, have little to no player to deal with, then of course they're going to take the ball from you and score in your stead. Then we've got 2 failed pickup rolls with 6 successful pickup rolls. So there was a lot of ball playing here and there, trying to get that ball up from the pitch. A lot of back and forth. We can see 3 failed GFIs with 10 successful GFIs. We can see 1 failed pass with 2 successful passes, and then we've got 3 successful catches. We can see 3 failed jump up rolls. That's quite bad. Norse really won't jump up to work, considering how much team value those, if I'm correct, blitzers cost. So failing 3 jump up rolls, it's quite bad. And then we got 2 successful jump up rolls. We can see Wild Animal failing 6 times. Now, there are 7 successes, so it's still above average. It's basically average, considering it's a coin flip, and here we can see a 53% of success. However, having one of your most expensive player not acting, while your other 2 kinda most expensive players not having jump up to work, quite explains how things went wrong, and also the injuries. All of this without considering the injuries. And we can see 2 successful loner roll being rerolled, so he also had to waste his reroll onto the Yeti. So really not a good match for Draconius. We can see, I don't remember if I talked about them, the 31s and 25 6s. So yeah, not a great match. Also 35 2s against just 14 5s. So not really great d6s on Action All-Star side. Let's go and see the Dark Mode for Win, if it's any different. So we got 33 1s against the 25 6s. We can see 3 failed dodges with 15 successful dodges, so this is statistically accurate. We can see 11 failed armor rolls with 27 successful armor rolls, so very few failed armor rolls on the elves side, and we all know what that means when you're playing Norse. We can see out of those 11 failed armor rolls, just 1 injury, which ended up in a casualty. We can see 5 KOs not getting back up with 1 successful KO rolls, so at least this got back to the Norse team, also having his KO rolls not getting up. I would guess the stadium couldn't afford cheerleaders of any kind. We can see 1 failed pickup with 3 successful pickups. Then we've got 2 successful passes with no failures. We've got 2 failed catches with 3 successful catches. we can see 2 failed GFIs with 10 successful GFIs. Here as well, it's statistically accurate. We can see 2 successful jump up rolls. We can see a lightning ball being thrown on the pitch, and we can see 1 failed and 1 successful leap. Okay, yeah. Was there another page for the Norse? I don't think. Okay. Moving on to the blocking dices. So we've got 22 skulls against the 16 pows for the Action All-Stars. We can see a lot of 1 in 9s, pushes and pows, so nothing too scary in the first page. Same goes for the second page. We can see a 1 in 6 here, so a 1 dice against the slack being rerolled, and I would probably say resulted in a buff down, because I don't see any other ones 1 in 6 being rolled by Raymond Tangle. So yeah, that is a 1 in 6 being rolled into a buff down, so technically a 1 in 9. We've got a 1 in 36 being rerolled. We've got another 1 in 36 being rerolled, so things got spiced up here with some defensive rerolls against 1 in 46s and another 1 in 9. So surely not too much of a problem. I mean, these two 1 in 46s are bad, and 1 in 9. The focus here is the fact that he had to accept a lot of buff downs, and considering the Dark Elves are a developed team in this case, probably they also have block, so the Norse really couldn't get through that block. Moving to Dark Mode for Win. We've got 20 skulls and 16 pows. We can see a 1 in 36 being accepted by Windows 10, one of his players, one of major bet players. We can see a 1 in 36 being rerolled. We can see a 1 in 9 being accepted against Wilhelm Shani, which has wrestle instead of block. So he took down Wilhelm in a risky way. Wonder if that caused a turnover. We can see another 1 in 9 being accepted. As I said, Dark Elves of Major Bite really don't... they are not too scared of teams with block. And we can see a 1 in 36 being rerolled. I cannot say the result though. So it's a 1 in 36 being rerolled. Just 1. No, it's 2 1 in 36. So defensive rerolls, not too many. And also it was against Wilhelm Shani. Yep, that's pretty much it for the dice analysis of the two teams. So this was the Action All Stars against the Dark Mode for Win, with a 2-0 victory for the Dark Mode for Win. Let's go and check their team development. So for the Action All Stars, we can see a loss in Fun Factor, going back to 7, and then we can see Gabriel Crush. I think I missed out on something here. Gabriel Crush maybe had his level up last week, so he got Mighty Blow for this match. I could be wrong, Draconius. If you're watching this, feel free to correct me in Discord. If I'm correct, I didn't do the stuff right on Paint. So he got Mighty Blow the match before this one, and then he got a level up, which we cannot analyze right now. We're going to analyze it next week. And then we can see an MNG on him. So Gabriel Crush is not going to play his last match of the season. Quite bad considering his development. Let's see here. So with no level ups analyzed, I would like to check if anything. So we've got the same situation as last week for the Wolf Warriors and the MVP for John Wack. So really nothing interesting for level ups being very close to happen before the end of the season. Still, it's not a too damaged Norse team. However, you really need some commitment to keep up with it. I would say that's really brave, courageous, and noble from Draconius to play this team. If he keeps it up for the next season, I would really respect that choice. Moving to Major Bytes team, we've got an increase in fan factor going up to 10. We've got a permanent injury here on a Red Knight mode, the dodge block lineman. Very unfortunate injury here with a movement bust. Then we can see last week's development on Discord getting sidestep and GitHub desktop getting dodge, which both played this match. And we can see Firefox developer tool with his one SPP from a pass getting guard. Then we've got two players being hired, which were WebStorm and Wisnos10, and I'm quite sure both of these players actually played in this match. And that's it. That's all the team developments of the week. Let's go and register the last points of this week recap for the prediction. So it's Draconius against Major Byte, and the winner of this prediction are Eringzord, Fiat Luxia, Anoraf, me, and Beer Monkey. So first I send the point and then I talk about it. Otherwise I make a mess of it. So going up. Exactly, as I was saying. So it's 35 for Eringzord. 30, yeah, 35 for Eringzord. Then we got Fiat Luxia going up to 25. Then we've got Anoraf. If I can find it. No, I cannot. Why can I not? There we are. Going up to 45. This is a race and it's on for the last week. Then we got a point on me. Up to 41. This week I did great predictions. I'm pretty happy about it. Then we've got Beer Monkey and up to 43. Alright, I'm going to close the editor and actually have the table in front of me. Let's go on a more neutral page of the game. Alright, there we are. Okay, so for the prediction points board, we can see Corbor being in the lead. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th week that Corbor has the lead, maybe even more. Just to have a slight recap of what happened in the prediction board, we've seen Herringzord leading the prediction board for most of the time. At the beginning, like the first 5 matches, he was getting all of them right. Corbor was trailing behind. Many of us were trailing behind Eringzord in the beginning when we were around 15 to 20 points. I have long-term memory for this stuff, but I cannot remember what I hit today at lunch. Then we can see what is happening now. We can see Corbor absolutely getting almost every prediction correctly. I would almost say that most of Corbor's predictions are actually blessings for those teams. So I would keep that in mind if you're playing with him in the next seasons and there's a prediction system. Now we've got Corbor leading at 46 with Anoraf trailing right behind of just 1 point with 45. And next week we've got a rivalry match, the last rivalry match of the week. So that is a 3 points which can lead to everyone of the people at least 40 points to being able to win. So we've got Beer Monkey at 43. Leading the third place, very stable 3rd place for now. Then there's me with 41 points, trailing behind the podium. I've just decided there's a podium, but yeah, you know, like first, second, and 3rd place. It's fair, right? Then we've got Draconius and Eringzord fighting head-to-head for the 5th place. And also they could quite easily reach the 4th place. So we are going to see if Draconius or Eringzord manage to get what I would call is the mid to end table. Then we've got Fiat Luxia with 25 points. I would say that he's dominating his position. No one can catch him. However, he also cannot recover any other coach from the rest of the division. So that's his position. which would be the 7th place, if I'm correct, or 6th, 7th. And we got everyone else who just played for some points and just for fun. It was great to have you guys in the predictions, giving you some visibility, the same kind of credit artists are paid with. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this week. Let's go and analyze the leaderboard of which I just managed to make some painty stuff. To make it more colorful, I should have done this way before probably, but you know, I kind of did everything as it came up. So, I've seen you guys talking about the prediction of the leaderboard in Discord. I followed your discussions without me talking about it because I would anyway talk about it here on stream, and also because I really am terrible at typing and following stuff on Discord. So, as probably all of you have talked about, the big deal of what is going on right now is this. Wanchi has 28 points, Eringsord has 26 points, and tonight your host here, and Eringsord are playing their match. Now, last week I've lost one of my most important tackle pieces, one that could have really helped me fight Eringsord team, because it was the week with Mighty Blow, Tackle, Yabba Dabba Dabba stuff, and anti-elves. It was a very weak made to deal with elves and goblins. So losing that piece, and considering that Eringsord is objectively a better coach than me, he surely is more experienced than me, and I really don't play this game for winning. I play this game because I really like eating stuff. I will say that he will probably have a good chance at beating me. I'm going to play as best as I can to not make that happen, but if it was not me being on the match tonight, I would say that Eringsord quite has a good chance at beating me. That said, that would mean 29 points, and the touchdown difference really doesn't matter at this point, considering that the Iton Hustlers have 18 have a positive delta of 18 touchdowns against the 14 of Wanchis. All of this means that Wanchis needs to win his game. And Wanchis, if I'm correct, is playing with none other else than Rideable Llama. And this is why I'm loving the situation so much. We can see the three people on the top of the board, which all need to win in order to both keep their Challenger Cup of ticket and try and get to the playoffs. And that's kind of mind-blowing. I'm going to wait the results with great anticipation. As I was saying, Wanchi's drawing would probably losing his place, his almost safe place in the playoffs. So he needs to win. He needs to win against Rideable Llama. However, Rideable Llama absolutely needs to win to keep his Challenger Cup off ticket, because if Major Bite wins, then he is relegated from the Challenger Cup cutoff. God, this is so great. That said, I made some sketchy points here from with paint just to analyze what happened since last week. Why? Because I have a terrible memory and I wouldn't be able to summarize what I said last week. So, since last week, we have seen Rideable Llama getting back in the Challenger Cup cutoff and close to his ticket with his win. If I'm correct, I'm quite sure he won this week, or he drew, or Major Bite lost, something like that. Anyway, Rideable Llama got back up to his third place after last week Major Bite managed to climb the ladder. So it's a really tough fight between the two, as you can see here. Then we can see both Anoraf and Beer Monkey climbing the ladder over Chubstep, who lost against Eringsord. going to 19 and 18 points with a better touchdown differential. However, we also have to say that Beer Monkey and Chubstep have the same positive delta in touchdown difference. So while it's 2 position losses for Chubstep right now as the situation stand, because Beer Monkey has more draws, Chubstep can still manage to keep his good position in the top half of the board. As you can see here, I draw this quite happy little light blue line. Happy little light blue line, just right here. I don't have the Bob Ross brush to make the noise with. So then for the rest of the table, we can see the Dusk Bunny, let's say competing with his last match of the week to actually steal that position from Chopstep or Beer Monkey. Let's see here, because if Beer Monkey draws and Rodman Forever win, Rodman Forever will get to either 6th or 7th place, which means Rodman Forever would be in the top half of the leaderboard, a very respectable place. If your teams were sponsored by real sponsor with real paid money, that would be really, really important. And it's also important for your morale and the morale of your team. Then we can see the very necromantic Necros in ninth place. I don't want to say and risk saying something in German. And ninth place with 14 points, with a negative delta of 7 touchdowns. So if for some reason I draw and Draconius wins and this stays the same, then it means that I'm going to be relegated to the 10th place, and Draconius will climb up of the ladder by 1 spot. Then for Korbor, we can see Korbor at 11 points, which means that he can climb the ladder over Draconius if Draconius doesn't win. And also Korbor needs to win. We can see then here the battle happening between Fiat and Fuiger, with that just 1 point of difference. We are going to see who is gonna grab the 12th place. Now, you won the 12th place, come on. So I really would expect both of these coaches to try and get a win to say, I got the 12th place, yeah! So yeah, they also have the same negative touchdown difference, which means everything is possible for these 2 positions. It's still interesting. Everyone has something to fight for, and that's great. I think it's good fun. So that's it. I'm very excited for what we're going to see in the next week. I know some of you have already played their matches. I haven't spoiled myself the results, and I'm not spoiling now. But still, I really love this setup. I think this is the first time ever in a REBBL, in the division I play, to see such a to the end kind of fight for the tickets mostly. So we're going to see tonight. We're going to see in 4 hours from now on, if Zord will get his win. Because, I might be able to draw this. What happens if I draw? And then we've got also One Cheese playing REBBL Llama. And even there, we are going to see what happens and see if actually Major Bytes got that Challenger Cup cut-off ticket, stealing it from REBBL Llama just at the end of the season, since REBBL Llama has been in 3rd place for a long time. Alright, that said, this was a pleasure. I really had good fun analyzing all this stuff. Sorry if I was a bit sleepy in the beginning. I actually got waken up later on. This was me recapping, as usual, our division, which is Division 4B Season 15 REBBL GMAN. And I would say thank you for supporting me through this. When I started this, I had no idea what I was doing. I still kinda don't. I'm just going with it. I'm also dealing with my house. I don't know if I'll be able to recap next season. This because I do understand some troubles with the house I'm living in. We are going to try when better times come with 2021. Hopefully, we're probably trying to set up a studio. I'm going with the help of my family. Try this room, the room I just moved in. We're going to make some more thicker walls, change the ground floor, make it smaller, make it more compact, placing soundproofing stuff, and do all that sort of things to actually being able to make noise without disturbing the neighbors. So I hope I can do this before the next season, but these are uncertain times, so we're going to see. We're going to see. That said, I wish every one of you some very jolly good holidays. I think that after the year we've passed, we all deserve it. I think that this has been a very difficult year for everyone. Also, Blood Bowl is stressful. Blood Bowl is very stressful. Blood Bowl is 70% of the stress you have accumulated in your body during the week. Nah, just kidding. But still, really, I wish from the bottom of my heart that you can enjoy these holidays with your loved ones. Keep every single moment, as this year has taught us, every single moment with the people you care and you love for with you. Whatever you can do to be with the people you care for is absolutely important. And then after you had those times, I want to see you on the pitch for playing your matches of Blood Bowl in the REBBL. I really, really, really hope for that, to see you again there. So anyway, just to wrap it up, this has been a great pleasure, where I'm going to see you. I don't think it's next week. I think we have a longer span of time because of the holidays. So I probably ask Karen Zord because I'm too lazy to read Reddit, and I'm going to tell you when we're going to do the next and last recap with also the trophy awards, which I'm probably going to try and invent if I can get some free time. That's it. Thank you again. I said thank you way too many times right now. I'm just getting a bit happy because it's the holidays and it's almost my birthday. Yay! So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the recap. If you're watching the VOD, I hope you enjoyed the VOD. And there's nothing much else to say, really. See you on Discord, see you on the page, see you on Reddit, and see you then for the playoffs, either as player or as spectators. Bye bye!
I guess I found a reason, guess I found a reason. It probably wasn't worth it. I never knew it'd be the hardest part. But how was I to know that when everything was working at the start? I still remember dancing, but you would always dance 2 steps ahead. They always mention falling. I didn't know I'd fall right through your hands. Whoa, I guess I found a reason, guess I found a reason. I guess I found a reason, guess I found a reason. I guess I found a reason, guess I found a reason. Whoa, I guess I found a reason, guess I found a reason. My car don't look like a phantom. I don't own that house in the Hamptons, and my 2 chains ain't gold at all. I can't buy you a diamond necklace. Being good with money takes practice, but somehow I don't mind at all. Cause no one's got what we got. We hit it up on rooftops. No matter what they say, we will do this our way. We ain't in it for the dollars, no. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you. Just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you. Just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Girl, let me show you the paper. I can buy that house for you later, but you say you don't need that at all. This world is ours for the taking. Just me and you got me thinking. I swear we already made it. Cause no one's got what we got. We hit it up on rooftops. No matter what they say, we will do this our way. We ain't in it for the dollars, no. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you. Just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you. Just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you. Just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Nothing counterfeit with you. Just the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Just for the thrill of it. Across the room, the spotlight dancing on you. I hope these words, they come out right. Can't be waiting on me all night. Just gotta play it cool. Can't take my eyes off of you. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't get some time with you. Just gotta play it cool. Making a move. Don't wanna act like a fool.